One person is dead after a car crashed into a Nelson County courthouse. It happened just after midnight yesterday. Well, there aren't any major elections this year, but you wouldn't know it if you were in Western Kentucky on Saturday. The annual Fancy Farm picnic brought numerous political candidates to the small Graves County town. Two canines with the London Police Department made a big drug bust the day before retiring. Mark Webb and Teresa Vaughn were arrested after officers saw the two driving on Kentucky 192 without wearing seatbelts. Extreme rainfall caused the Guadalupe River to swell more than 20 feet in less than 1 hour early Friday. So far, officials there say at least 82 people died and more than 40 are missing. Folks continue to mourn the loss of a student from East Perry Elementary. Family members say Zane Lewis got into a crash while on his four-wheeler on May 29th and died on June 8th. Friends, family, and strangers all got together to remember and honor a teenager who was killed in a crash in Boyd County. Bike riders gave Isaiah Dinger McCoy a heartfelt send-off with a final ride. The jury has been selected in the trial for two men charged in the disappearance of Bardstown mother Crystal Rogers. Brooks Hauk and Joseph Lawson are being tried together. For people who are deaf or hard of hearing, nighttime storms can be dangerous. The More Safe Nights Project is taking steps to help by distributing modified weather radios. On Sunday, Kentucky State Police in Hazard received a call that a man had gone missing from the Golden Years Rest Home in Knott County. 57-year-old Kelly Gudger was found safe yesterday, but there are still many questions about his disappearance. Kentucky 6th District Congressman Andy Barr officially announced his run for Mitch McConnell's U.S. Senate seat after much speculation from political leaders across the Commonwealth and the U.S. Mission Mules was in our area to help with relief efforts after last weekend's tornado. And a shaving of edible 24-karat gold flakes. IHOP says they're worth more than $100.
What?
What do they cost that much?
It's probably the gold on top of it.
Can you get it goldless for like $5?
I
guess my favorite, and you may agree, would be a cardinal. I think they're just absolutely adorable. Okay, here's my bird.
Yeah, that's really good.
You can see that.
Kind of killed that.
Well, we've been having those sprinkles outside, but I'm not referring to these ones back here.
Yes. You know what? That's a good reference. I like
nice.
it. Yeah.
It's raining sprinkles. The state fair runs from July 23rd through August 3rd. Well, we still have a chance to go on out there and see those butter cows.
See, my question is though, what are they going to get recycled into?
They're going to eat it. No. Merry Christmas in July.
Yeah. Surprise, guys. It's Christmas. That's why we're dressed the way we are.
Red and green. Santa's behind us. He's ready to give you some gifts in 6 months. In all, Dollywood has 114 construction projects underway. Most should be up and running for opening day. And good news for you, we have the world's biggest Dollywood fan right here in the studio right now.
No,
it's our very own Megan Dusmall. Oh, wow. You caught us getting our stretch on this morning.
Yeah, you sure did for this National Exercise Day.
Can I get one of these in? Yeah, the teddy bear was named after Teddy Roosevelt.
I did not know that.
Yeah, in 1902, he was on a hunting trip in Mississippi, and he did not shoot this black bear that they tied up, and that spread all over the country, and people were like, wow, we're going to name this stuffed bear after him.
Wow, I actually
There's the
love
teddy
that.
bear. Oh, 68? Maybe I don't listen to you, Megan. I just saw that.
Yeah,
What?
68 for today. Some places seeing 71. Can you imagine
What
that?
is
It's
going
February.
Huh. It is February. Why am I just confused right now? Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you, Mountain Family. I'm Amelia Lee here with you on this August 12th. It is 5:32 this morning and time for a check of our weather with Megan Dusmall. We've had a lot of that fog as well recently, Megan. I think the most shocking part is that it happens in broad daylight too.
It does.
The Boyd County Detention Center announced on Facebook Sunday that one of their deputies is now recovering after a medically induced coma. The Boyd County jailer says it was due to substance exposure while doing routine intake at the jail. He was hospitalized and suffered respiratory failure but was then resuscitated. The substance in question is still being tested at a state laboratory. A Floyd County teen charged with complicity in a shooting incident appeared in court yesterday. Police say 19-year-old Weston Harris turned himself in last week after an investigation into an incident where two people shot at cars on US 23 near the Bull Creek Trade Center. Harris was arrested and appeared in court yesterday for his arraignment, where he entered a not guilty plea before his attorney asked for a bond reduction and waived the upcoming preliminary hearing, sending the case directly before a grand jury. County Attorney Keith Bartley says his office is opposed to lowering the bond, saying the current charges of complicity to wanton endangerment and criminal mischief are serious offenses, and he expects more charges will be brought forward.
Weston Harris here today charged with complicity or aiding in these multiple shootings. But as I said, since those charges were done, the police department have gathered information that leads us to believe that Mr. Harris engaged in the shootings just the same as the juvenile.
Harris is currently being held at the Floyd County Detention Center on a $100,000 cash bond. Judge Tyler Green is allowing the prosecutors to respond to the bond motion before making a ruling. Well, the search continues for a missing 10-year-old out of Breathitt County. Police say his family last saw him as he went to bed Tuesday night, and by Wednesday morning, he was gone. Now the search includes a Kentucky state senator. Amber Philpott sat down with Senator Brandon Smith about the ongoing efforts to bring this little boy home. Spicer was last seen wearing Sonic the Hedgehog pajamas. He's about 5 feet tall. His father, Jim, is offering a $1,500 reward for anyone who helps with his return. There's also a GoFundMe that Jaden's aunt started, raising money to add to that cash reward. $2,100 has been raised on there. Well, for context, the National Center for Missing and Endangered Children says just under 30,000 kids were reported missing in the United States last year. The NCMEC says 218 kids were reported missing in Kentucky last year. About 85% of those cases were resolved 6 points below the national average. Anybody with information about Jaden Spicer's case should call KSP. In Floyd County, a man faces charges after authorities say he threatened to kill a postal worker and deputies. The sheriff's office says Jonathan Howell made the threats both in person and on social media. Deputies say it started Friday when Howell's vehicle was blocking spaces at the Oxer post office. He's accused of becoming irate and making violent threats against the worker.
When he does come, he's irate, cussing and threatening to burn the postal worker's house down. Making threats to do other things. So that quickly got out of hand.
Howell was arrested Saturday and is charged with 2 counts of terroristic threatening and resisting arrest. On Friday, Congressman Andy Barr was in Perry County as he campaigns for U.S. Senate. Barr spoke at an event for primary care centers of Eastern Kentucky and also stopped by the station for a taping of Issues and Answers. We discussed a variety of those topics, including President Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill. Barr shared what he thought made that bill so beautiful.
Think of all the overtime that our sheriff's offices and our paramedics put in. Think of the overtime at the factories that people put in. No tax on overtime, no tax for those hardworking third shift waitresses and waiters at our restaurants. You tip those hardworking folks, they get no tax on that. That is a promise made and a promise kept by this president.
Barr is hoping to get President Donald Trump's endorsement in the U.S. Senate race. We also asked him about concerns about Medicaid cuts in the big, beautiful bill. That full Issues and Answers interview can be found on our website, WYMT.com. The 2025 Shaping Our Appalachian Region, or SOAR Summit, is 2 weeks from today. The event will be hosted for 4 days in Corbin. That's August 26th through the 29th. Executive Director Colby Hall says there's an exciting group of speakers and sessions lined up.
We have really influential, high-powered, hardworking, caring people that show up at this event that really are trying to figure out a way to leverage their gifts and talents and resources to help this region in any way, shape, or form.
Tickets can be purchased for different days, or you can get a complete pass with full access. And we've got more information on our website, WYMT.com. Well, all regional driver's license appointments were canceled yesterday due to a statewide system outage. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet says it will notify people whose appointments were canceled about when they can reschedule. A social media post also says appointment holders and walk-ins were given renewal forms, passes to return for expedited service, or codes to renew online. The post did not address the status of the system for today. Well, UK's Markey Cancer Center showcases advanced surgical equipment that enables same-day lung cancer diagnosis and treatment. Inside this trailer are 2 sets of robots that allow doctors to biopsy lung nodules and remove tumors in one session. Markey Cancer Center began the combined procedure earlier this year. It closes the gap in lung cancer care, as patients usually have to wait weeks or months between diagnosis and surgery. Lung cancer doctors emphasize early detection and screening for smokers.